in Caracas, Venezuela against George Foreman. He didn't get time to warm up. They rushed him to the arena. There you see the shoes. And Kenny Norton had to run in and fight Foreman. Evander Holyfield gets a break because his guys are promoting this fight.
Holyfield getting worked up. There's people excited behind him. Lou Duba. We saw over in the other locker room, Eddie Futch. There's been a lot talked about and written about the trainers in this fight. Eddie Futch and George Benton.
Two men that they are without peer. Eddie Futch, the elder statesman of boxing, trainers at 81. He knows everything you can know about handling a heavyweight boxer. He handled Joe Frazier, among others, Larry Holmes, Kenny Norton, many great champions. He is a man who is considered probably one of the top 3 or 4 trainers, maybe in the history of boxing. And Hedgeman Lewis, who helps him out, who you see in the background, also an excellent young trainer. His opposite number, Georgie Benton, likewise a very fine trainer, and works with Lou Duva. And these are men that collectively have tremendous boxing knowledge. And Eddie Futch and Georgie Benton go way back themselves. They've collaborated on fighters. There's Georgie Benton. They've collaborated on fighters. Eddie Futch knew him when he was a fighter, Georgie Benton. These are guys that will not make mistakes in the corner.
We are a few minutes away, and the crowd here inside the arena saw the first shots for the first time of Bowe and Holyfield, and they both have their fans here. Neither of them is going to be an overwhelming favor when it comes to the fans inside the sold-out arena.
And it is, in fact, sold out. You see this huge crowd. This place was sold out for Chavez, Camacho, and it was rocking. It will be rocking tonight. And it is the same feeling I talked about for Hagler Hearns. There is tension here. There is apprehension. But I'll tell you what, I think there will be even more when the fighters get it, because I think this is the kind of fight where the ability of these two fighters and their ability to really wage a big battle will even turn this crowd on more.
I think Lennox can address the issue of what these guys are thinking right now and what's particularly going through the mind of Riddick Bowe.
I think he's thinking of his game plan, what he has to go out and do. I think he's trying to get himself focused. He realizes this is a big fight for him, an important fight for him. A lot of things that he's been saying, he has to bring that into the ring.
Do you think we make too much of the fact that he's never fought a championship round before? Do you think that's valid?
I don't think it's valid, because he's been in against a lot of good boxers. It doesn't really matter. Once he gets in there, he's just going to treat the fight like a normal fight.
Lennox, people said about you when you were fighting Riddick, they said, Lennox Lewis, you didn't talk to the press there for a while. They said he's nervous. Well, you weren't exactly nervous against Riddick. We do speculate a lot on that because there's not much else to speculate on when you look at boxers. But in your case, they misread you.
I think they misread me. There was a lot of unanswered questions about Lennox Lewis. Those questions were answered on that night, Halloween night.
I'd say that was true. And this is Friday the 13th. There may be a parallel.
All right, we should really, now that we have a moment, get into what the scenario is supposed to be once this fight is over. I mean, all 4 boxers supposedly signed the piece of paper. Razor Riddick, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, that this would be a final 4 of the heavyweight division. Well, Lennox Lewis and Razor Riddick went through on their part of the bargain. Evander Holyfield says, yes, he's signed on. And they distributed the piece of paper to the press that Rock Newman and Riddick Bowe signed, saying that they would fight the #1 challenger, who is Lennox Lewis. But now there's a lot of talk that will not happen. So what do you first Al and then Lennox, where do you think this is all going?
Lennox may be in a better position to answer this question, but I'll say, in my opinion, I would absolutely predict that if Bowe wins this fight, they will find a way to fight George Foreman. Title stripping or no, because they think there's a lot of money there. That's kind of bad news, I guess, for Lennox, but it's a good news, bad news scenario, because I'm equally sure that if they do that, the WBC will strip Riddick Bowe. They will make Lennox Lewis champion and probably make him fight a reasonable contender of the Michael Moore ilk. What do you think? Do you think my assessment's correct?
I think it's close. One can never tell what's going to happen. I feel that they're going to lose a lot of respect around the world because if they duck me, I think that it'll be a bad thing if they do.
And the fans don't want to see the business of stripping. And the truth be known, does anybody really care if the WBC were to strip one of the, I mean, the person who wins this fight tonight clearly is the fans' undisputed heavyweight champion. Does it really matter what the WBC does?
Well, I think the claim that someone would have in the title, in Lewis's case, they would feel that he has some claim to at least be the next fighter, and they would want justice to be done in some way. But you're right. The stripping of the title doesn't matter to the average boxing fan. And, of course, there's plenty of time, isn't there? Even though he's older, there's plenty of time for somebody to fight George Foreman. If, in fact, Riddick Bowe fought you and you won 81, hey, guess what? You'd want a big payday with George Foreman too, I imagine, or certainly would Bowe. And we're only talking about waiting 7 or 8 months.
This is just the politics of boxing. There's undermining a lot of business that goes on, but I feel that they should come and fight me. The fans did demand it, and I feel it's necessary.
Interesting.
All right, well, let's take a look at the two as they continue their final warm-up preparations, and I don't know, they look ready to me.
Well, they're both working up a good sweat, which is a good sign. You don't want to come into a fight bone dry. This is for the protection of the fighters, and I'll tell you what, we're all waiting, and granted this crowd has been made to wait, and we've had a chance to visit with Lennox a little longer than we thought, which is good, but I'll tell you what, it's good if these men come in at their peak. We don't want to see a man do what I said Kenny Norton had to do, which he did against George Foreman, come in before he's ready and warmed up.
But how amazing is it when you think about it that the man on the left is guaranteed over $7 million tonight. The man on the right will make anywhere from 5 to 15, and they forget the pair of shoes. Now, what is this?
Well, you know, Billy Johnson has the nickname White Shoes. Maybe from now on, Evander Holyfield will be called No Shoes Holyfield. I don't know. Did anyone ever forget your equipment going to the boxing ring?
No, that's one thing my team behind me, Courtney Shan, really looks after that. Harold Knight looks after that. They always make sure all the gear's ready and to go. I have two mouth guards all ready.
You know, one of the great boxing stories, the late Jimmy Jacobs, who was the great collector of boxing films, used to tell the story of a young man years ago, got into the ring and took off the robe, and he wasn't wearing trunks.
Now that's
a
forgetting
slight goof. I mean,
that would be a little bit worse, yeah.
Lennox, I'm curious the pressure you're under in your country. I mean, your fans just so desperately, there hasn't been, as you heard a zillion times, hasn't been a British heavyweight champ in this century. What kind of pressure does that put you under?
That puts me in a very high position because it feels like I have the entire country behind me. I feel that we create our own stress, and the way I look at it, I'm just out there to win and to come back with the belts to England.
I mean, Riddick Bowe was once quoted as saying he'd go to England, he'd go anywhere to try to get back at you for your Olympic victory, and now all of a sudden that's all turning around.
Well, I think the right hand scared him. Let's hope he honors his agreement, though.
Well, didn't raise a Riddick, that's for sure. This bout here, this delay, do you think this will have any impact on Bowe? Because he might have been ready to go.
I don't think it'll have an impact. Once you're in the ring and you have a man in front of you that's trying to knock your head off, all of a sudden, you're ready. You're ready. Your adrenaline's flowing. You feel good. You just have to go out there and prove yourself.
I'm not sure, Len. This is almost an unprecedented situation. We've had a long delay here, a long time waiting. And often it's the champion making the challenger wait. But now, Rock Newman, you see him there, the manager of Riddick Bowe. He has set a time when his fighter will come out, and he's refusing to come out until that time, possibly as a measure of getting back at what he thinks. He may think this is gamesmanship by Evander Holyfield. They may feel that there was no such thing as shoes, and you see them saying a pre-fight prayer, sharing a moment together.
From time immemorial in Africa, red symbolizes royalty, rulership, and kingship.
Come on, that's right.
In the ancient Orient, in the Far East, red symbolizes power, prestige, and wealth. And in the African-American liberation struggle, red symbolizes the blood, symbolizing the struggle of our people from time immemorial to overcome. So then today, this red represents not just a replication of history, it is an actualization of prophecy because it prophesies the kingship and the rulership and the royalty of Bowe. And so then we affirm, we don't come begging, we don't come asking, we come affirming the rulership, the kingship, the royalty, the power, the influence of this great champion, Bowe. As we bow our heads in prayer, eternal God, we pray now that you give the power that is within Bowe, the replication of your strength and your power, that it might be in his hands and his eyes and his feet, that he might move the strength and the power that you've given him. Right. And we claim the victory right now. That's right. Not because of us, but because of you and the power that is in him. That's right. It's the prayer we pray. Amen. Amen.
A Muslim prayer being offered, and a familiar face on the left was Marion Barry, the former mayor of Washington, D.C. And Riddick Bowe, he certainly looks ready to go. Evander Holyfield now, and the champion, he's ready too.
You are not going to find much more intensity in the eyes of the two fighters, but as you look at the right eye of Evander Holyfield, you see a little swelling still. You see some scar tissue there, and of course that is a cut former cut against Larry Holmes that Riddick Bowe has talked very much about going after, and we'll see if he's able to do it.
Evander Holyfield called it his first battle scar. You see Lou Duva behind him. And Riddick Bowe talked repeatedly to us about going after that eye. That is his target. It's right to the right of the eyebrow, and there is scar tissue there. He received 12 stitches at the time when he received the cut from the unintentional elbow from Larry Holmes last June.
And Riddick Bowe is going to throw a lot of jabs anyway in this fight, certainly many of them directed at that eye.
From our estimation, we're about a minute from the time that Riddick Bowe will come out of his locker room and start heading towards the ring.
Last-minute words of encouragement from a team Holyfield. A little different in tone than what we saw in Riddick Bowe's big dressing room, but inspirational nevertheless in a different way.
Evander promises that Riddick Bowe will bring out the best in him. Holyfield's aware of all the criticism, and now the crowd starts to respond as Riddick Bowe, the #1 heavyweight contender, starts to wend his way towards the ring, led by Eddie Futch. How about the layoff?
Longest layoff that Riddick Bowe has had in his professional career. Sometimes when a fighter has a long layoff for the first time, it has an effect on them. But obviously, often it will not.
Kid who grew up in Brooklyn, New York, Brownsville neighborhood of Mike Tyson. Tyson behind bars in Indiana has gotten word to Riddick Bowe that he is rooting for him for the people of Brownsville, Brooklyn. The 12th of 13 children in a drug-infested neighborhood. He's overcome a lot to get to this point where he can fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. It really is quite a success story.
He is that for sure, and he's a young man who has already thought about if he can win this title, they would like to use it to try and help in anti-drug programs, literacy programs. A different demeanor right there from Riddick Bowe. We have seen him mostly smiling, mostly joking, mostly having a good time. Now it's down to business as Hedgeman Lewis and Eddie Futch lead him out to the cheers of this crowd. The music with an African flavor. And even though it is Phil Collins singing, it's
Riddick Bowe looking very thoughtful, very serious as he enters the ring and try to wrest the title away from Evander Holyfield.
And of course, some would speculate if they wanted. There's a smile from Riddick Bowe. Some would speculate that the moment is upon him and perhaps he would be feeling the pressure. But we will not know that until this fight starts. I've spent years and years doing boxing speculating. You never know.
31-0, 27 knockouts. He comes in at 6'5" tall, 235 pounds. He'll have the height, he'll have the weight. The ability, we'll wait and see.
And now Evander Holyfield will make him wait the appropriate amount of time. And they may feel that there was already a delay, but not too long. Evander Holyfield starting out from his dressing room.
With all three belts.
He's got them all.
Fighting for the undisputed heavyweight championship led by Lou Duva. He's been champion for 2 years and 19 days since knocking out Buster Douglas in the 3rd round in October of 1990. Had the 2 fights with the grandpas, Foreman and Holmes, sandwiched around the near disaster to Burt Cooper in Atlanta. This then his 5th title defense.
And the music that Evander Holyfield has chosen comes from MC Hammer. Hammer, of course, a big sports fan, good friend of Evander Holyfield. They're both big baseball fans, obviously. And right now, I'm sure Hammer is thinking to himself, that's my bud. He's facing the biggest challenge of his career.
A good look at the sold-out Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Holyfield, a bit of a smile.
And you know what? You sense he's going to get a better response from this crowd than he has in recent fights.
hasn't up to this point. Hardly ever in his amateur career and never as a pro.
And the champ enters the ring smiling to the cheers of the crowd. This moment akin to pre-kickoff at a Super Bowl. Just a great feeling and atmosphere inside the Thomas & Mack Center right now.
And something of a change. I don't know that I've seen Evander Holyfield greeted as warmly as this crowd greeted him tonight.
28-0 with 22 knockouts. And Holyfield smiling back toward the crowd. Has appreciated his reign as champion. It hasn't always been that way. So on the smile meter, Holyfield gets the edge.
Which is a surprise. That's our first upset of the night.
And the very first tail of the tape. That's right. 30 years old to 25. You see Riddick Bowe 2.5 inches taller, a big 30 pounds heavier, and he does have that reach advantage. But Holyfield likes to tell you how Bowe has to duck to get down and hit him, and he feels Bowe will come to him.
These numbers are significant. Holyfield seldom faces a fighter that throws as many punches, at least in the heavyweight division. But Holyfield lands more. He's a very high percentage fighter in terms of landing his punches. And when you look at the 3-fight average of jabs, this also is significant. Bowe throws many more jabs. Holyfield lands a good percentage, though, not a higher percentage. And I'll tell you what, if that number of 18 jabs early in the fight is not bigger for Holyfield, he'll have a problem. He's going to box for 4 rounds. He will throw 20 to 25 jabs around.
And Nevada state rules for this undisputed heavyweight championship fight, the 10-point must system. No 3 knockdown rule is in effect. It's been waived. No standing 8 count. You can be saved by the bell in only the 12th and final round. And only the referee can stop the fight. So we are ready to go. Let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Main Events Monitor and Spencer Productions, in association with the undisputed king of beer, Budweiser, present the main event of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Chairman, Dr. Elias Ghanem. Commissioners, Nat Carasali, Bruce Lane, Luther Mack, and Dr. James Nave. Chief Inspector, Mark Ratner. Ringside Supervisors, representing the IBF, Walter Stone. The WBA, Manuel Landero. The WBC, Jeffrey Gildenhorn. Physicians in attendance, Dr. Flip Homansky and Dr. Al Capana, along with Dr. James Wishgame. Timekeeper, Jane Broadfoot. Counting for the knockdown seconds, Mike Lasella. The scoring for this bout will be done on a 10-point must system, and the 3 judges assigned to ringside are Chuck Jampa, Jerry Roth, and Dalby Shirley. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the fight, working for the 52nd time in a world title match, referee Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of the Mirage, let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with red trim, and weighing in at 235 pounds. This 1988 U.S. Olympian and silver medalist has a perfect professional record of 31-0. His two-handed punching power has earned him 27 KOs. And tonight, he stands on the threshold of greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York, the #1 heavyweight challenger in the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with black trim, and weighing an even 205 pounds. He's also a U.S. Olympian, a bronze medalist from the great team of 1984. He was the first of that team to win a world title as a professional. His record now stands at 28-0, scoring 22 knockouts and capturing 2 world championships. Tonight, he is appearing in his 11th world title bout, defending his heavyweight championship for the 4th time. Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, presenting the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield.
Does he look confident?
Yes, he does, as a matter of fact. And he looks looser than Riddick Bowe right right now, though it has been the other way around leading up to this fight.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to take yourselves all time, shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Referee Joe Cortez, already words between Rock Newman and Lou Duva. Newman challenging the amount of Vaseline that was over Holyfield's eyebrow, and Holyfield's handlers had to push Rock Newman out of the way when the fighters first got in the ring. You won't find two more contentious human beings in the ring than Rock Newman and Lou Duva, but forget them. These are the two guys that have to get it done right now. The pre-fight stuff has been fascinating. Let's see what happens here as we start for the heavyweight championship of the world, round one.
And will Evander Holyfield stick to his initial plan to box against Bowe early? Or will he see that maybe the moment has gotten the better of Bowe and go after him a little bit more? It looks like the former instead of the latter. Holyfield staying on the outside early in this bout.
Bowe has said he will target the right eye, where the injury occurred against Larry Holmes.
And Len, it's obvious early in this match, Holyfield will stick to his word and box.
Good left to the body from Holyfield.
It will
and
be
Holyfield with the left right.
Those are the quick combinations that Holyfield thinks will work against Bowe. He's moving in a little quicker. And we haven't seen the right of Bowe yet.
The early speed to Holyfield in the first minute. With right hand from Holyfield. Bowe tried to counter with the right of his own.
And here's our first inside action. Let's see if Joe Cortez lets him fight. And let's see who will fight. No, not much action there. One weapon we've seen early from Holyfield already is the overhand right. I think we'll see that punch more than any of us expected.
And Holyfield quickly gets out of there. And
There you see
missing with the last left.
And the hand speed of Holyfield. He wants to show Bowe that hand speed, especially early in the bout.
Crowd reacting to the combination. And then Bowe landed a jab of his own.
So far in this bout, Holyfield has already thrown, I think, 2 more combinations than he did in the entire Holmes fight.
He said he knew he had to bring more to the plate, as he phrased it, to fight Riddick Bowe. He said Bowe will bring out the best in him. So far in the first round, though, we've seen some of that.
And Bowe, but remember, Bowe has yet to throw his first right hand. He's thrown some uppercuts, but no straight right hands. There's a good jab by Bowe. Important weapon for him.
Holyfield has done more of the damage here in the first round with 45 seconds remaining. Fields tried to tie up the right hand with his shoulder. Doesn't want Riddick Bowe to be able to use that weapon. Holyfield ties it up again. Another good right hand from Evander Holyfield.
A good right got there by Bowe, and it didn't move Holyfield. Now, does Holyfield want to exchange like this early? That's the question. He's holding his own. And there's the jab of Holyfield. Remember, I told you it might be an underused weapon in past fights, but might surprise Bowe.
And he caught a right hand in return.
Excellent first round.
And the crowd responds to it. Champion as we start round number 2.
A point to be made. 24 of Riddick Bowe's 27 knockouts have come inside 5 rounds. We've made a lot of it, but it's true.
Good right hand from Holyfield.
He's dangerous early. The lead right of Holyfield. We may see 2 weapons here tonight, Len, that are not thought of as the best.
And Holyfield catches him again.
That would be the uppercut and the right hand. Or I'm sorry, the right hand and the jab of Holyfield. Not thought of as his best weapons. We may see a lot of those tonight.
Holyfield said he wanted to chip away at Bowe's confidence. Joe Cortez trying to stop the fighters, and war is broken out in the middle of the ring.
And this might not be good for Holyfield. They got mad at each other. Holyfield might have been stunned by one of those right hands. Joe Cortez lost control.
He was trying to stop the action, and the 2 of them just started throwing bombs.
Joe Cortez lost control for a moment. They got mad. Holyfield doesn't want to get mad in this fight. Bowe is the bigger, stronger man. He can afford to do that early.
All right, come on, get him out. Get him out of there. Come on, with your hands inside.
These are the kind of exchanges Bowe wants early. Holyfield wants them late. And the combinations of Holyfield are not what they were in the first round. He's not throwing as many combinations. Laying on the inside now with Bowe. And not working. There's the uppercut, but Bowe has his own to answer. And no double left hooks from Holyfield. That's an important weapon for him. He's forgetting to use it on the inside.
And Bowe lands with the left.
This is not the fight Holyfield wanted.
And
it's a
Bowe
war
again.
right away.
Get on.
There's the combination punching for Holyfield, but Bowe working that body.
Keep on.
The technique of Holyfield right now is not good. He should be ripping left hooks to the body and the head. There was one to the head. He is forgetting part of his plan.
What the hell is that? What the hell is the guy, guys? Come on.
Joe Cortez says watch the hands as Bowe slips in a right uppercut.
Right there is where Holyfield is supposed to double with that left hook. But he landed that one to the head. But he's missing the one to the body.
Uppercut from Holyfield and response from Bowe. 30 seconds to go in the second round where Bowe's look good.
There's the body work and there's the uppercut. The two things Holyfield wants. Riddick Bowe has fought well on the inside though. Maybe that's a surprise to Holyfield.
Bowe with the right uppercut. And here comes Holyfield. A second round war.
This is all that it was advertised to be, and Holyfield did not stick to his plan to box for 4 rounds. He walked inside with Holyfield, with Bowe.
Missed wildly at the end, and then Bowe after the round, and the crowd to its feet. They love the second round action.
Okay, now you're being the way up a little bit. On the inside, I want you to go that double and triple left hook, and then follow up with your right hand.
Okay.
He's trying to lay inside. Once about take a step back and uppercut. Okay, proceed.
Here is Evander Holyfield on the inside with Riddick Bowe. Joe Cortez trying to break the fighters. When they won't break and Cortez doesn't get in there, they get a little wild and start nailing each other, but it's Riddick Bowe with the left hook that does the most damage.
Holyfield was looking over there.
Looking to Cortez to break them, and then got mad when Bowe wouldn't break, and that precipitated him getting hit with an excellent left hook here.
That was the punch right there. The most telling punch in the series was a left hook at the end. A lot of the others were misses, and then a right over the top of the head. But you saw Holyfield looking over towards the referee.
Because of the holding by Bowe. Remember, they talked about the holding and hitting. But he's going to have to not look to Cortez for help. He's going to have to make his own way through that.
Starting the third round.
Now, Len, Holyfield's in between styles right now. He wanted to box, but instead he's been in a slugging match. And he's not always on the inside, though, so he's in between styles, and that's pretty dangerous for him.
Lennox Lewis with us at ringside. Your thoughts on what's happened in the first couple of rounds?
Definitely. They're going at it toe-to-toe. They're making it really tough. I feel that Bowe should be definitely on the outside. Holyfield is definitely too close.
And they continue to exchange bombs, and neither one shakes the other out.
Lennox, is Holyfield making this too much of a brawl for his own good early?
I think he is because of the weight difference. He's you know, let's hope his shape comes through.
Has Bowe taken as much advantage of it as he might? I'm not sure he has.
No, he hasn't. He should be pumping that jab out there and keep him at a distance and trying to land that right hand.
This has turned into an inside battle. Now, Holyfield wanted this, Len, but not this early in the fight, I don't think.
And he covers up, and Bowe goes to work.
Bowe is working very effectively on the inside, much better than Holyfield. That's a surprise to some. But Holyfield not throwing those quick combinations.
Low blow from Bowe, warned by Joe Cortez. Remember, Bowe's punches were low in Pierre Kutzer's fight. He's alive.
Holyfield not working well at all on the inside. What a shock. There's a left hook by Holyfield. He has not stunned Bowe with those left hooks.
Bowe pushes him away to get him from arm's length. And Bowe connects.
The left hook hurt Holyfield. He's stunned by the left hook.
And a right from Bowe.
That left hook by Bowe, we've talked so much about Bowe's right hand, but he's told us all week the left is good. There's Holyfield's jab. That would help him in this fight, but he's not using it to start out combination.
Crowd responds to the uppercut from Riddick Bowe.
The failure of Holyfield to fight well on the inside so far is the big story of this fight. Riddick Bowe's fighting very well on the inside. And Holyfield is not doubling with the hook. That's why he's not landing it to the head. If he doubled with it to the body and the head, he would land that punch.
Holyfield connected with the right after another Bowe successful uppercut. Holyfield lands again. And again. And Bowe fights right back. And Holyfield with another left.
One of those lefts may have gotten to Bowe and showed him some power.
Bring up. Let's go, come on.
Hey, you can say whatever you want about Evander Holyfield. He's in against a much bigger man, taking big shots and not backing up.
And he just delivered a couple of bombs of his own. Final seconds of the third.
Give me a clean round.
That last flurry may have given that round to Holyfield. Holyfield trying to come with the right over Bowe's jab. Did effectively there. Now back inside. And Bowe again with the combination.
Holyfield is so inactive on the inside. That's why he's allowing Riddick Bowe to do this.
Bowe the right to the body.
Tremendous body shots by Bowe. This is what Holyfield wanted to do. And Riddick Bowe is proving he is an excellent fighter on the inside. Better than some expected. He's hurting Holyfield.
He's landing against Holyfield, and he's the one against the ropes.
A lot of holding again by Bowe. Cortez goes after it. Well, I think Holyfield started the fight on the inside earlier than he wanted in this bout. That's why Bowe is being effective. Remember, through the first 5 rounds, Bowe is a very effective fighter. And Holyfield has reduced himself to one weapon, the left hook to the head. There he throws it to the body. He has not used his jab, his overhand right, or his uppercut as much as he wanted to.
Come on, guys. Watch the head coming in. We got it there. Come on.
There's the combinations from Holyfield. Boy, there have been few of those since the first round. That's what they were going to rely on, was the hand speed.
Holyfield, as always, taking lots of shots. And still standing.
He has appeared to be stunned. Now, there's the uppercut from Holyfield. That's the first one he's thrown with conviction in this fight. He's there for the right hand of Bowe. Holyfield has not put his body in.
There was a right hand from Bowe.
Oh, man, it was it ever. Holyfield's not put his body into these punches. A lot of these are arm punches right now. Oh, my.
Good right from Holyfield. You know, I think the right eye of Riddick Bowe is a little tender.
And, you know, there's a big right from Holyfield. Bowe did not back up. But you're right, Len. I think the left eye of Bowe might be a little bit swollen.
Get the hands up there. Don't be holding the head. Come on.
And I thought I saw a little bit of blood near the right eye, Al.
Oh, okay. Good short right. Oh, my. Bowe's body shots are spectacular in this fight. He's a good body puncher, but that's a part of his arsenal that has improved even for this fight.
Bowe's been impressive.
Would anyone have thought that they could be at war like this for 4 rounds and Holyfield would still be standing? If this was the kind of fight you knew it was going to be, you would think Bowe would have knocked him out by now. But jabs by Holyfield, he wants that. Oh, way low.
Yeah, he's hit.
Way low.
Hey, keep him up, man. Yeah, keep him up.
Way low at the end of the 4th round. Joe Cortez wants him to keep him up.
Got 3 goddamn punches.
And Lou Duva's out in the middle of the round, middle of the ring, screaming at Joe Cortez.
Keep the pressure on. He's tiring.
Oh, don't you keep up punches up.
Sorry,
keep him up, yeah? Okay. I want to do rough tackling here. All right.
He's getting the time with. You got to press him more. Look, you're walking in without the jab. You're walking in without the jab.
Very important point by Eddie Futcher. Walking in without your jab. They want the Bowe jab.
And how have you scored it thus far?
I've given Bowe the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounds. After the first round, in which Holyfield did quite well, I think Riddick Bowe has done better. In the last round, for instance, Bowe landed 41 punches out of 77 to 21 of 36, according to CompuBox.
And as we start the 5th round, you know, only 5 of Riddick Bowe's 31 fights have even gone past 4. So usually the Riddick Bowe fights are over by now.
And as I mentioned, 24 of 27 KOs he's had within 5 rounds. So he's past that point now. That doesn't mean he still can't score a knockout. It's just that, I mean, traditionally he hasn't.
Here's where you start to look at, as we go on here, the stamina and conditioning involved with Dick Gregory and Mackie Shilstone.
Evander Holyfield is landing the best left hooks he can throw, and they're not hurting Bowe. That's bad news for him. I mean, those are the best left hooks Holyfield can throw. He's landing them. And Bowe is not moving from those punches. And Evander Holyfield is being too one-dimensional in his attack. He's only throwing the left hook.
Maybe he looks at Bowe and he sees another George Foreman standing there where he gave him all those shots, took all those shots, and it went the distance.
Well, and I'll tell you what Holyfield has found, if you would stick with it. He's found that he can out-jab Riddick Bowe, shocking as that may be to believe, but he's not using that punch enough. And Bowe is underusing his jab immensely, and that's what Eddie Futch is telling him. He's not able to land that jab very well, Riddick Bowe. And in this round, Holyfield has exploited that a bit.
Now on the inside, midway through the 5th round.
And you know, Riddick Bowe, let's talk a little bit about that weight loss. The fact that he had to lose a lot of weight here. Will that start to wear on him? He did not respect Evander Holyfield. He told us flat out, I'm not impressed. Well, guess what? The guy's still standing and still winging big punches and winning this 5th round.
There's a big left hook in there and a right and an uppercut from Evander Holyfield.
And for the first time, he's setting down on his punches, Holyfield.
And Bowe's right eye continues to look puffy.
I tell you, Riddick Bowe didn't expect this fight to be here. He didn't expect Holyfield to take those big shots he has. And Riddick Bowe is slowing down perceptibly.
And doubling up on the jab there, Holyfield, for the first time.
And I'm going to tell you, Evander Holyfield has the key to win this fight with his jab and then working inside, if he can use it. And I'll tell you what else. Joe Cortez won't tolerate another low blow from Bowe. He'll take points away quicker.
This Evander Holyfield's strongest round since the 1st. Bowe very inactive here in this 5th round.
And look at the jab from Holyfield.
Doubles up again.
Bowe is supposed to be the man that has the best jab, but Holyfield, his is working now. And see, it'll set up other punches for him.
Bowe tried for one good right hand there, but basically he's taken this 5th round off.
In the round 6, that Holyfield's jab's been so effective.
I feel he should go to the body a bit more after the jabs. He should throw a double jab and just go straight to the body. That will open everything up, plus sap Bowe's energy.
And there is the jab. Len, we are in the part of the fight where Holyfield told us and his people told us this is where he'll take over. He did in the 5th round. Let's see if he will now.
The Holyfield corner is convinced that Bowe has slowed down. Well, he's picked up the pace here a bit in the 6th as compared with the 5th.
This is reminiscent of the Pierre Coetzer fight. Coetzer, though, wasn't it? Took many more punches and was hurt more than Evander Holyfield and cut.
Again, Joe Cortez tells Riddick Bowe about holding on.
For those that have accused Riddick Bowe of being a front runner, this is where he will answer those critics, if he can.
Come on.
Both men are abandoning their jab in this round now, though Holyfield landed it well early. Hey, they're both not throwing that many punches.
Uppercut from Holyfield landed. They have both slowed here in the middle stages of the 6th round.
Much less action on the inside, I'm sure, that Lou Duva and Georgie Benton want from Holyfield. They want him to be ripping combinations while he's in there. And now he is going to the body, Holyfield, as Lennox suggested, and that could be a very key point right now because of what we talked about with the weight loss and all the rest. Not very much action from Bowe, but Holyfield could let him steal this round with activity in the last minute. And it's Bowe working on the inside there and not Holyfield.
The crowd calling out for some action.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've seen plenty. They shouldn't be worried about a little low.
Bowe, the little quick combination.
Bowe's working on the inside. Holyfield's not. Why, I don't know.
Finally, Holyfield goes to work. But you're right, up until that point, he's letting Bowe steal the round.
No combination punching now from Holyfield. And in a round in which he was winning in the early part of the round, he may have let Bowe get right back into it with those shots. And the jab of Bowe starting to come back. There's the body shot.
And Evander with the right hand.
And it all came from that left hook to the body.
Joe Cortez separates them. 20 seconds remaining in the sixth.
Joe Cortez will have to be a good right by Bowe. Joe Cortez will have to be a very active ref to keep this fight under control now.
And we'll see if Bowe's punches start to stray low as the night wears on in the final seconds of the sixth round. Close round.
Extremely close.
Stay close. Watch the uppercut. Now when he fires it to the head, just get down. You understand? Okay. Now look, don't be holding them and grabbing them and sticking too much energy. Now listen, his jab is slowed down to nothing. Just take your time and go over top of it with a good right hand. You probably hit him on the chin. Okay. You understand? Okay. All right. You all right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now don't hold him and grab him. You're halfway through. You don't need to grab him. You understand? All right. Now let's get your hands off. Okay.
Chanting, "Let's go, Bowe." And the Holyfield fans are starting to boo. You know, this is the round 7, where Riddick Bowe has told the world he will win. And the moment is here.
He's going to have to land more powerful punches than he did in round 6 in order to do it. You know, they told Holyfield, it was very important advice, that jab, you can counter that jab, it's slow by Bowe, and that's what he's doing now. Holyfield threw a left hook. They want a right hand over the low jab of Riddick Bowe.
And Holyfield back to doubling up on the jab.
The number of punches,
surprisingly inactive there in that 6th round.
Yeah, the number of punches went way down as the CompuBox figure shows. And both men have set a torrid pace early, so that's to be expected. Now see, that right hand didn't hurt Holyfield. Are we now at the point where he's not going to be? Oh, big uppercut.
Big uppercut from Bowe. Holyfield backs off. Bowe lands again to the body.
You never know when Holyfield's hurt because his expression never changes, but he was hit with some humongous shots there. He's still up, but he's not punching back.
Keep in mind, Burt Cooper put Holyfield down. Bowe has yet to do it with a minute gone in the 7th.
Well, you said this was the round Bowe wanted him, and he's going after him. Riddick Bowe has boxed well during most of these rounds, won most of them, but Holyfield is still there.
The crowd again chanting, "Let's go, Bowe." And Bowe with a quick left hand.
Come on.
Now, everyone thought of Bowe as a one-punch knockout artist. He's really not that. You can see that. But an accumulation of his punches will do the job. He hasn't knocked Holyfield down yet. Hasn't been close to doing it. But he's landed some fine combinations. Holyfield is fighting from outside, which is not his best territory. And he's not moving. He's just standing right in front of Bowe.
And Holyfield's right eye beginning to get puffy now.
It is getting swollen. It's the eye that was cut, but this is a whole different problem.
Yeah, this is underneath as opposed to up and over.
And the reason that Holyfield is not doing well right now in this fight is it's not the quick Evander Holyfield throwing combinations. He's slugging with Bowe. He's landing shots, but Bowe is more powerful.
Holyfield again doubles up on the jab. 45 seconds remaining in the 7th.
Len, there's where they want combinations from Holyfield, and he's not working at all. That uppercut was an excellent
uppercut delivered. There he goes again, the 1-2 jab.
Well, he can land that jab when he wants to. Holyfield is much too left hook happy in this fight. He got that way against Larry Holmes, and the big problem is he's not doubling with the hook to the body and the head. Holyfield has gotten himself back in this round, but did he do enough to win it?
Quick crack right, then a left hand from Holyfield, and another right. Holyfield coming on strong in the final seconds of the 7th round. Riddick Bowe's prediction did the
spectacular advice from Georgie Benton in the corner. He tells Holyfield, use the jab, and that makes Bowe jab, and then you can land the lead right over it. He's letting Bowe get out first with the jab, though.
Holyfield starting to squint out of the right eye.
And that eye could be a real problem for him. It is closing.
Again, when Joe Cortez tries to separate, Bowe went with the uppercut.
Get him up.
Lennox Lewis.
I think that left eye is cut.
Oh, big hook by Holyfield. That one got there.
And Bowe responds.
Wow. Holyfield, Lennox thinks Holyfield's eye may be cut. I think it's swollen. I don't know if there's blood from it.
Well, Holyfield just reached up towards his left eye with his glove. The right eye, to me, was the one that looked like it was closing.
Evander Holyfield has landed some hellacious left hooks, but that's all he's landing. He is just concentrating on that punch, much to his discredit, because other punches can land if he would throw them. And Riddick Bowe showing us that he can take the best Holyfield is offering right now.
Well, both have shown they can absorb some punches.
True.
Both still standing. Coming down to a minute to go in the 8th round.
Lennox, can Holyfield win a war like this?
I think he's making a mistake. I think he should definitely go in after that double jab, because right now he's giving Bowe an opportunity to jab after his eyes, and his eyes are very puffy. I even think one of them is cut.
Why is Holyfield ignoring the jab and a straight right hand when he can land it all the time? He just wants to throw left hooks.
I think he just wants to prove himself out there. He's showing Riddick Bowe no respect. And he should show him a little respect for the power.
So it's an ego thing right here?
It is an ego thing. Both of them had an ego thing in the first couple of rounds, and it's still an ego thing all the way through.
Oh, nice jab. That may have been a thumb that hit Bowe in the eye.
Bowe reached up.
Holyfield want to take advantage of it. But again, he's just throwing left hooks. There's the uppercut. Holyfield's choice of punches is hurting him in this fight.
Bowe is concerned with his right eye.
This has been a spectacular fight in terms of action.
And here goes Holyfield again. And Bowe back at him. An exciting 8th round comes to a close. Oh, there is a little bit of a cut there over the left eye.
Well, Lennox called it. He saw that cut.
That was the right eye from the Larry Holmes fight, caught by the elbow. And here, as Lennox saw, the blood this time over the left eye, and the right eye was starting to shut a little bit.
Well,
so some eye problems for the champion.
Big problems, and of course that came courtesy not of an elbow, but a big right hand by Riddick Bowe.
And Riddick Bowe's right eye, which you can sort of see from this angle, closed a bit, which you believe may have been by a thumb.
I thought there was a thumb that got in there from one of the jabs of Evander Holyfield. Here's the jab of Holyfield. Yes, the thumb clearly getting in the eye of Bowe. He could not take advantage of that, Holyfield, as well as he would like. This is into round 9, and I'll tell you, let no one question the heart of either man. And these are those rounds where we asked ourselves, would Riddick Bowe's weight loss hurt him? We'll find out.
Al, this is a very close fight. Who do you give the edge to right about now?
Well, I have Holyfield winning 3 of the rounds, so clearly I give the edge to Riddick Bowe. I believe that's my scoring.
There are 5 rounds to 3.
Some have been close rounds, but I think Riddick Bowe has basically got the job done. And he's been busier than Holyfield, and I know they wanted Holyfield to be busier.
So by your estimation, Riddick Bowe keeps this up for another few rounds, and you'll see the heavyweight championship belt change hands here tonight. Minute gone in the 9th round. Good right hand from Holyfield.
I have it 5 rounds to 3, 77-75 for Riddick Bowe.
And Bowe on the attack.
And Holyfield not punching in combination, just leaning in there. He looks like the tired man right now, not Riddick Bowe. Right hand by Holyfield. Bowe does not back up from it. This is a pure and simple slugging match. That's not exactly what the Holyfield camp wanted. In fact, it isn't at all what the Holyfield did. Look at the jab of Holyfield. If he would use that punch, it would set up everything else. It's so underused in this bout.
And as you pointed out, he's scoring it at will.
And surprisingly so, maybe. And he just wants to land that hook so badly that he's forgetting his uppercut and his overhand right and the jab.
The blood has stopped. What was there over the left eyelid? Ace Murata doing the job in the Holyfield corner. And the thumb doesn't seem to have bothered Riddick Bowe. His right eye in good shape.
Look at Holyfield walk in and throw that hook, Red, instead of the jab, which would land.
Holyfield did throw an uppercut in that sequence.
Bowe doing a very good job of setting up the right now with his jab. And Bowe is still punching more often, even though both men have slowed the pace a bit. There is swelling around the right eye of Riddick Bowe. There's no question about it. And the cut not bothering Holyfield around the left eye too much. It's a pivotal round because whoever wins this round, if Bowe wins it, he might put himself in a position where it's going to be tough for Holyfield. Good hook by Holyfield.
Come on, guys. Roll your heads aside.
Oh, Holyfield connected with a right.
That's as good a right as Holyfield can throw. Bowe did not move.
Get on.
And Bowe with the uppercut. That's it for 9 rounds.
This is pure and simple a war, and so far that has benefited Riddick. You look at the jabs, and Bowe winning the jab battle, but the percentage not bad for Holyfield, and he's not using the punch much. Bowe landed 31 punches to 14 for Holyfield in the last round. I'll tell you, Holyfield landed some big shots, but they didn't do anything. Here is what Lou Duva was complaining about in the low blow department. Now it was borderline on the belt.
I think Duva may be getting a bit frustrated here, so he feels he has to go after Joe Cortez on the low blows. He needs a point, but right now, Bowe may very well be in control of this heavyweight championship fight at the moment. This is the 10th round. Good left from Bowe.
And ironically, that was a jab by Bowe. I have Bowe ahead.
Holyfield's attention.
It sure did. I have Bowe ahead by 3 points.
The uppercut from Bowe. He goes after Holyfield. Bowe has Holyfield in trouble in the corner. Riddick Bowe landing shots on Evander Holyfield. Riddick Bowe trying to seize the title right here.
And throwing tremendous body shots. A great idea for Bowe. He says he's a finisher, and he's showing it, but Holyfield's still standing. Doing the right thing, trying to get in close to Bowe and hold on.
And Holyfield did not go down. And the crowd explodes.
And Holyfield throws a right hand. What a warrior. And what an excellent job by Bowe, even though he didn't knock Holyfield out. Tremendous combination punching by Bowe. And what kept Evander Holyfield up is anyone's guess. Tremendous heart. And Bowe's tired now. He threw a lot of punches. If Holyfield had anything left, he could do something, but God knows how he could. We all thought these were the rounds Holyfield would do well in, but let's give Riddick Bowe all the credit in the world. He's the one that's doing well. He's not tired from the weight loss. Well, right now, Bowe can't throw a punch. He's tired, Riddick Bowe.
But is Evander Holyfield able to capitalize?
Whatever happens in this fight, whatever happens in their careers, Evander Holyfield coming back,
with
showing you something extraordinary.
Another uppercut. 3 uppercuts from Evander Holyfield. Now he goes after Bowe. Holyfield with the right. What a round.
Technique has gone out the window for Holyfield, and that's why he's getting in with a few counter shots, but forget everything. Evander Holyfield has done something remarkable in this round, even if Bowe wins this fight, which he may well. What an incredible heavyweight round. And it forces you to ask yourself, is Holyfield completely out of this fight? In the scoring sense, probably yes at this point. But gosh knows, he is still throwing some heavy punches.
And a right from Holyfield.
I
Holyfield again. Holyfield trying to put Bowe down. The final seconds of the 10th round.
Tremendous uppercut by Holyfield. That's one of the best rounds in heavyweight history ever. Period. See a sequence like this again if you live to be 100. Evander Holyfield is out of this fight, just out of it. But somehow, with all the punches Bowe threw, and let me tell you, Riddick Bowe did not panic in this sequence. Look at the good punches he's throwing. There's the uppercut. Now, in this case, he looked awkward, but mostly when he had Bowe hurt, look at straight punches. Bowe did his job, but so did Holyfield. And then after Bowe was arm weary, look at Riddick Bowe. Where did he get the energy to do this? Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield throwing big shots, tremendous body shots, and working over Riddick Bowe at a time when it looked for all the world like Holyfield was out of this.
What a 10th. And Riddick Bowe has never fought an 11th round in his career.
Ever.
First time.
Holyfield wants him in this round. Look at Holyfield come out. He wants him in this round.
Bowe has to sense, and Holyfield, of course, must sense that his title's in trouble here. And he has 2 rounds. And he just absorbed the shot from Bowe again.
Holyfield got so brave that he got hit with a big left hook. And got hurt badly.
And again, and Holyfield is down. The champ down for the 2nd time in his career.
5, 6, 7, 8. How you feel? All right?
Young Riddick Bowe trying to put away the heavyweight champion.
And again, Bowe being very smart, throwing excellent combinations. He is throwing excellent combinations to the body and the head. He is not losing his head. But Holyfield still stands up. How does he do it? But a long time left in this 11th round. And the thing that's important here is, will Bowe punch himself out again? Holyfield doing a tremendous job of holding on. Joe Cortez doing the right thing. He'll have to separate him.
To this point, all those questions about stamina with Bowe and the weight loss and the Dick Gregory diet, all those questions have been answered.
They have been, but look, you're going to see Holyfield come back again here because Bowe is a little arm weary.
Halfway through round 11.
I'm not big on superlatives, but I got to tell you, this is one of the most courageous performances I've ever seen a heavyweight. The one by Evander Holyfield, and one of the best, by the way, from a technique standpoint, by Riddick Bowe. He has not lost his cool. This young man in his first heavyweight championship match has never lost his poise. And only Evander Holyfield's huge heart has kept him from being out of this fight. See the good jabs by Bowe. He's back to the techniques that got him here. He's back to what they told him to do.
Oh, good right hand from Holyfield.
Huge right. Did that hurt Bowe? We'll see.
Bowe just pushes him away.
Holyfield is now relegated to winging one punch. I don't think he can throw solid combinations anymore. And is that enough to knock Bowe out? You'll never see more courage from a fighter than you're seeing from Evander Holyfield, ever. His technique is gone, and that's one of the big drawbacks to him now. He's throwing wide looping punches like that. Bowe's technique is still there. The good jab and the straight right and the left hooks. Holyfield finally goes back to his jab. It has been dormant for about 3 rounds. This is a round Riddick Bowe has never seen, and he performed quite well in it.
Wants the fighters to touch gloves. Bowe doing some clowning after the 11th round. Did not go back to his corner. Marched into the center of the ring and motioned with his hands to put the belt around him now. He feels the championship belts belong to him. Holyfield obviously needs a knockout here, and is it possible he can get it?
I have the fight scored 107 to 101 for Riddick Bowe. I don't know if Holyfield can knock him out. He would certainly need it. I doubt it, because he's now reduced to throwing one punch. But in his corner, they gave him good advice. They said, throw the right hand. That's the one consistent big bomb that's landed. but he's back to throwing the left hooks. And you know, we talked a lot about Riddick Bowe, his stamina in the later rounds. Clearly, he has been a 12-round fighter, because this has been some 12 rounds.
Now, should it go to the score? I mean, you live in this town. Some strange things have happened when it goes to the scorecards. Would that happen here?
Well, I don't think so, because I think it's clear that Riddick Bowe has won this fight. The margins may vary, but I do believe that Riddick Bowe has won, and I think the judges will score it that way.
Perhaps we are seeing the final minute 30 of the reign of Evander Holyfield. 2 years and 19 days since he knocked out Buster Douglas, but maybe it's about to change hands to a younger man.
And if it is simply because the number game caught up with him. Riddick Bowe is bigger, he is stronger, and he is younger. And that was clearly what he and his manager, Rock Newman, said would prevail. Some of us wondered and thought out loud that the experience of Holyfield would be the difference. It hasn't been. Bowe has fought like a seasoned veteran. Nice hook by Holyfield. He's actually having a very good round here, Holyfield. But winning the round will not be enough, in my opinion, to win him the fight. And the fact that Holyfield is finishing this bout is extraordinary, if in fact he finishes it.
Holyfield down once in the 11th round. He survived it. The 10th round, Al Bernstein called one of the best rounds in heavyweight history, period.
I think it was, and I don't know if anyone could dispute that.
And here, 30 seconds to go, and maybe just like the presidency 10 years ago, the torch is about to be passed to a younger man.
Holyfield has probably won this 12th round, but it will undoubtedly not be enough. But he will go out as a champion. And Riddick Bowe may be signaling a new era, and he's done it with what you have to say is a first-class performance.
The final 10 seconds.
And to the end, Riddick Bowe throwing excellent combinations and trying to get him out.
And Riddick Bowe dances around the ring. November has not been kind to incumbents.
And in this case, I don't know if we have to wait for the Electoral College and the votes to come in. We know that this man, Riddick Bowe, using a scenario, Len, that not anyone thought was possible. Very few, including myself, thought that if it went to a decision, Riddick Bowe would win. Lennox, does it surprise you as we look at Evander Holyfield?
Riddick Bowe is now leading over the ring.
Here, talking to Lennox Lewis. And they are saying, you're next.
Rock Newman is yelling at Lennox Lewis right now, saying, you can be next.
They were right over us. Lennox, what's your response?
Listen, he did a good performance. Holyfield is definitely a true champion. Riddick Bowe did enough to win. He deserves to win it.
But they're saying you can be next. Is this putting to rest perhaps the stories that he's going to go after George Foreman?
Listen, that sounds really good to me. That's all I want.
All right,
I want Riddick Bowe.
Now, look out. Something going on in the ring.
Well, when Rock Newman's in the ring and other people, it seems like fights break out.
There's a skirmish in the ring that's now being settled down.
Well, and this is what happened in the ring, where Riddick Bowe very nearly did away with Evander Holyfield. This is where he put him down, and this is where Riddick Bowe may have secured his place as a heavyweight champion. Now, we have not seen the scorecards yet. We have to assume that Riddick Bowe is going to be the winner. That is Riddick Bowe. You look at him.
Apparently, Rock Newman punched a photographer. Here we go.
Chuck Champa scores about 115 to 112.
Wow.
Jerry Roth scores at 117 to 110. And Dalby Shirley, 117 to 110 for the winner by unanimous decision and new heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy Bowe!
He's come out of drug-infested Brownsville, Brooklyn, and he's climbed the heights. Riddick Bowe, champion of the world, kissing Rock Newman. Dick Gregory at his side. He deserves a lot of the credit for the stamina and the diet. And of course the hug to Eddie Futch, the grand old 81-year-old trainer. And Evander Holyfield getting the hug from Bowe. The champion suffering the first loss of his career.
Hell of a fight, Bowe. Hell of a fight. Wait a minute.
Lou Duva saying, hell of a fight. Hell of a warrior. Riddick Bowe nearly overcome by the moment. The belts are all his.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you're still here, how about us for both of these great fighters in the ring here tonight from the garage in Las Vegas, a great heavyweight championship bout.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I'm all right. And now you wonder what's in his future and where he goes from here, as the younger Turks have now taken over the heavyweight division. The final CompuBox statistics: Riddick Bowe throwing far more punches, landing more. The percentages really don't matter there. Bowe did have the stamina to go the distance. That was the question, not the knock, but the question which was answered tonight. He could do it. And the jabs in the fight, it was supposed to be Evander Holyfield's weapon to set up the other punches. As Al Bernstein noted, he did not do it, and therefore Riddick Bowe landed twice as many jabs, throwing many more as well, and landing a higher percentage. So when the promoters dreamed up the title of Anything Can Happen, and people tuned in to see if the heavyweight championship belt, the most prestigious honor in sport, would change hands, it indeed did tonight. 3 belts, in fact, around Riddick Bowe and his family in the ring. What a moment for that 25-year-old.
Labatt Genuine Draft. This TSN boxing special is being brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By Fila. Fila the difference. And by Pepsi. Gotta have it.
Riddick Bowe goes to 32-0. More important, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And he's standing by in the ring right now with Al Bernstein. Al?
Well, it's a little tumultuous in this ring, but a happy crew. First of all, Riddick Bowe, congratulations. If anybody doubted your stamina, if anybody said you were a front runner, they were wrong. You performed very well over the last few rounds.
Well, I told you, if they picked Evander Holyfield to win this fight, there were no experts.
Well, you're certainly right about that. You kept your poise all the way through. One of the most remarkable things was, while you had him hurt, after he had shown tremendous courage, you did not lose your technique for one moment in this fight.
I told you, when this fight was over, a lot of questions about me will be answered. I want to thank God for giving me the strength and courage. More than why, because I know at times I'm hard to put up with, and I know at times I put them through hell. So they are true champions.
You rewarded people tonight.
Papa Smurf.
The man right there.
A lot of respect, I'm sure, for Evander Holyfield.
Oh, most definitely, man.
He was a warrior.
And Mike, man, I wish you all the best of luck, man. And I want you to come home soon. I'm gonna come see you and do whatever I can to help you, man. Thanks for all the inspiration. And I'm looking forward to George Foreman or Lennox Lewis.
That was directed at Mike Tyson. Before we get to your next opponent, I want to ask you one more question about this fight. Tactically, you fought a brilliant fight. You were able to do the things you wanted to do. You prevented him from throwing those combinations on the inside, and you won the battle on the inside.
Well, I told people from the beginning that I was a great inside fighter to be the size that I am. And, you know, not to take nothing away from Evander Holyfield, I knew he would have to get past the kiss in order to get to me. That's the left hand. And the kiss kept him at bay. Right. He threw me in the eye about the, I don't know, I guess around the 7th or 8th round.
The little thumb got you.
Right, and I maintained my composure.
You didn't?
I didn't even think about it, and I just went out and did what I had to do.
And let me quickly get Eddie Futch, another champion. You played a huge role with Riddick Bowe. You said all along this young man was not a front runner. He would respond when there was pressure.
I knew he would, and I'm glad that the fight went the way it did to show as many naysayers that Riddick Bowe has everything it takes to be a great champion.
Well, in a way, it was almost better for Riddick, although he deserved some punishment, than winning early by a knockout.
Right, you bet.
Okay.
These are the 2 most beautiful women in the world.
Well, there you go.
My mother, Dorothy, and my wife, Judy.
They are obviously happy, and as you said, some troubling moments when you were young, but all that is forgotten now because you've given her a big reward.
All you experts, don't never life, as long as I'm fighting, don't go against me.
You may be right about that, Riddick. Now, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about your next fight. For instance, there's a guy down there, Lennox Lewis.
Big ugly bum. I'll knock him out.
Now we got Lennox on the line. Lennox, did you hear that?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about? I'll relay it to.
That's a compliment. If he's calling me ugly, that's a compliment.
I take all my anger out on him the next time.
All right.
Bring it on, man.
He says, "Bring it on, Riddick."
I owe him.
Will he be next or will
Are we gonna call you Chicken Bowe?
Wait, let's go down, Lennox. Come on, you big.
Are we gonna call you Chicken Bowe or what?
All right, yeah. Who will be next this round?
We will choose who we will fight next. We will go to the negotiation table with Lennox Lewis. I want to give Lennox a guaranteed shot at Big Daddy here.
So he would be your preferred choice.
Big Daddy owes him. We will look to see what's the best deal for Riddick Bowe. But we'll take our time and decide that.
Hello, Rock,
we will not be dictated to by anyone. We struggled to get this far, and we're going to continue to do it our way.
Jelly Finkel, Butch Lewis, you bums, y'all fools. Y'all let me slip through.
That's right.
I'm the man. I'm the top. You see what I got here?
Well, Riddick Bowe and Rock Newman, very decisive, and they're gone, I guess. They left, and they're gone. Hey, they got the World Championship, and they are defiant to the boxing world. A loophole left Lennox Lewis in whether you would, in fact, fight Riddick Bowe next. Did that sound to you like it wasn't definite?
I want them to make it definite. I want Riddick Bowe.
Well, they said they'd come to the negotiating table with you next. So perhaps you've got a real shot here as opposed to the talk about Foreman. I mean, that's the fight that people would want to see. I think they'd rather not see George Foreman next.
Well, I think things are still up in the air. I think they should sign a contract right now to fight me.
Well, those are pretty strong words initially, and of course you heard Rock Newman taking some pent up and Riddick Bowe taking shots at other promoters and people who did not support him earlier in his career, and now the man who controls the heavyweight champ always in boxing really does control the sport, and at the moment that man is a free agent in Rock Newman, so it's a whole different world in boxing right here in 1992. So when all of the verbiage will go away and all the heat of the moment will stop, what exactly will happen in the next several days, do you think?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of talk. A lot of different things are going to go on, but we won't know until we sit down and see what's going to happen.
All right. Well, just a dramatic story here as Evander Holyfield's reign as heavyweight champion has ended. We're going to take a look at the knockdown in a couple of moments, but first, give me your analysis of what in the fight surprised you and what is going to make you go back to the gym and train even harder for now that you've seen what Riddick Bowe can do.
Well, I feel that, Evander Holyfield was a great champion. You've seen his heart and his desire. He wanted to stay in there. He wanted to win badly, but Riddick Bowe, he did quite good.
Let's take a look at the 11th round knockdown. It started with the uppercut from Bowe. Bowe slips away, and then the punch to the side of the head. Holyfield in trouble here. Goes down. The only other time in his career he went down was against Burt Cooper in Atlanta.
All right, let's go. Let's go. I want you to know something, Bob. I'm not afraid of you, Lennox, and we're going to get it on. I owe you one.
Okay.
You're not the man I thought you were. You lied on me. I thought we was cool.
Yo, bring it on, man.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it. You ain't said nothing but a word. Brother Roddick was afraid of you.
I'm going to knock you out.
You was a chump. You ain't going to knock nothing out, Bob.
I'm going to knock you out.
You ain't going to knock nothing out.
You know I'm going to knock you out.
You going to knock nothing out. Why like you know it? Do it then. Do it then.
I'm going to do it.
I ain't never come off my feet.
You're the champion.
You had help from the ref. You had help. Well, knock me out. Knock me out then, Bob.
You ain't nothing to me.
Go watch your mouth.
Come on, man. Touch your man away, man. You ain't nothing to me. Take your man away, man.
Well, the scene a wild one at our broadcast position. In fact, referee Joe Cortez standing here at the table. He had to come down and separate the fighters here. One is in civilian clothes, and one just finished the heavyweight championship bout. Good job, Joe, and thanks for coming to the rescue. But I have to ask Lennox if you could turn around here towards the camera, as you saw the confrontation from Riddick Bowe, and Lennox over here he talked about you lying to him. And what is he referring to?
Riddick Bowe says a lot of different things, but I don't know what he's talking about.
All right, so no answer for that particular issue. Well, that got pretty intense right there with right at ringside with Riddick Bowe.
I told Riddick Bowe that I'm going to knock him out again. I beat him before, and I'm going to beat him again. He has to fear me.
Well, that's the thing that I wonder about is why doesn't, I mean, Riddick Bowe has said his whole life that he's upset about what happened in the Olympic experience with you in Seoul, Korea, that he had personal problems at the time and injuries. He said that he would go anywhere, anytime to get back at Lennox Lewis, and now a little bit of a soft shoe, and it's just, I don't know, is it purely a matter of dollars and he can scoop up some extra change somewhere else first?
I looked into Riddick Bowe's eyes and I see an absolute fear. He fears me. I think he's going to sidestep me. Hopefully he doesn't. Don't let me call him Chicken Bowe. Bring it on, Bowe.
All right, so live here this evening, the confrontation with Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis as here in the arena, and many still standing around our ringside position because it did get intense for a few moments with Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis here at ringside. But what we've seen here tonight is just a tremendous victory by the 25-year-old Riddick Bowe, and of course let's for another moment give some more credit to Evander Holyfield because he really showed a tremendous heart in this fight.
Like I said, he's a great champion. His reign as a champion was quality, and you know he's still a great champion to me. Riddick Bowe did what he had to do, and he won the fight. You know, nothing taken away from him. He boxed a good fight,
All right, we have Al Bernstein in the locker room with the deposed champion. Al, take it away.
This is Evander Holyfield, obviously the most difficult moment possible, but you went out as a true champion, Evander, and congratulations on an unbelievable effort, even in losing. Where did you feel, at what point did you feel like there were problems?
First of all, I'd like to thank God, give me the ability and the strength to even just go out there and to give my best. I take my hat off to Riddick Bowe. Even though I fought harder, he fought harder, and throughout the match and stuff, it was an even match. He was able to just get some punches home and kept me on defense most of the time. And he fought a good fight. I can't take nothing from him.
Was there more power there than maybe you expected, or was it just the fact that he was able to put his punches together better?
Well, he was just able he was able to put his punches back together. I went to the body, and I hit him with a good shot, and he showed determination, and he was able to use his reach very well, and he was able to keep me off balance with a lot of punches.
There was twice in that fight when I guess almost anybody, any lesser man, would have been down, would have been out. You went down once. What kept you up at that point?
Well, the only thing I guess is just thank God. He hit me with some good shots, and I always felt that I was in the fight, and even though he threw a lot of good shots, and I said, well, he hit me with the shot, maybe he'll expend his energy. It showed that he was in tremendous shape, even though he threw all the hard shots, and I was just looking to counter with some good shot right after he threw the punches. But even though I hit him with them good shots, he was able to still be able to take the shot and come back.
Now, of course, your championship reign is in. This is the first time you've lost in God knows how long. Even the Olympic loss was a disqualification. Victory is a common friend to you, but defeat is something you haven't known. This must be almost a strange feeling for you.
Well, I realized that, this feeling is not too bad because I went out there and gave my all.
That's for sure.
And, and giving my all, I still win. I just didn't get the decision. The man fought a great fight, and I never would take nothing from that. And, I thank God.
This is probably the most inopportune time to ask this question, but I'm obliged to do it. What next for you? What will you think about? You're going to take a long time, I'm sure, to think about it. Is there a possibility of retirement, or would you want to go on?
Well, I did my all, and I think even if I would have won that fight, I still would have felt that I was going to retire. And like I said, I'm gonna take time off and spend time with the family and pray about it and come up with the right decision.
Congratulations, champ. You go out a champion, just how you came in.
I thank you very much.
All right, if that's Evander Holyfield here in the dressing room, a courageous effort, and the people here showing you what they think of his effort tonight. A brave and a noble man, and we appreciate him talking to us under most difficult conditions. Let's go back to ringside.
All right, thank you, Al.